And for more perspective on campaign 2010, we are joined by our senior political correspondent, Jeff Greenfield. Jeff, good evening.
Good evening, Russ.
You have been out and about, traveling the country. What are voters telling you?
I think what they're actually saying, not in so many words, is that famous observation of House Speaker Tip O'Neill that all politics is local, it's just flat wrong this year. There is a national tide moving, and when you go from state to state, you can get the feeling you're in Groundhog Day because you hear the same story. The excitement of 2 years ago for Democrats has gone. Independents are moving strongly toward Republicans. The base of the Republican Party is energized, and the Democrats don't feel their supporters are. All rooted in the sense that things are not going well, particularly in the area of the economy, and that what Obama and the Democrats represented when they were given the power has not been fulfilled. And so you see things like long-term Democrats endangered, Democrats who should be safe are fighting for their political lives, and this is going on from one end of the country to the other. Interesting.
So this close to Election Day, if you're the Democrats, what do you do at this point?
What you hope is that the Democrats who showed up and voted for Obama as first-time or infrequent voters will get invested in the midterms and feel that what they voted for is at risk. Because if the kind of voters who voted for Obama predominantly, and who usually don't show up in midterms, younger voters, African Americans, Hispanics, if they turn out and vote, then the estimates we're seeing so far based on who's likely to go to the polls are wrong, and more Democrats will survive. No one thinks it's not going to be anything but a bad year for Democrats. The question is whether it's going to be, a bad thunderstorm or a hurricane, to use the weather metaphors everybody uses.
Well, let me ask you this. At the end of the day, how big a factor is the Tea Party going to be in all this?
They're important because not only did they get a lot of their candidates nominated against more traditional Republicans, but they're where a lot of the energy is coming from, and the Republican Party as a whole has not pushed them away as insurgents. They've embraced them. So they're just a new factor that's going to make a difference, I think.
Okay, Jeff Greenfield, back from the road. We'll talk again. Thanks a lot.